G'day everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today I'll be giving you 11 things new GeoGuessr players should learn. This is probably aimed at beginners more than advanced players. But yeah, let's just get straight into it. So the first thing beginners should learn, GeoGuessr beginners should learn, is which countries are covered by Google Street View. Dark blue means like there's mostly or a lot of coverage in that country. Lighter blue means it's like some coverage, like partial coverage in that country. Official coverage this is. Any sort of green is like trekkers only. Like they only have trekkers. They don't have any like car coverage, but like by people like walking around, like that sort of thing. And then the white means, sorry, the grey means there's no coverage, so no coverage at all. And so yeah, I'll have a quick look at this. So as you can see, a lot of countries in Africa are not covered. Most countries in Europe have coverage. Most of South America, some in Asia, but yeah, it's a good thing to know for a start, so you know which countries not to guess, because it's impossible to have it in GeoGuessr. The next thing you should learn is what side of the road countries drive on. As you probably know, most of the countries in the world drive on the right side. However, there is a handful of them that do drive on the left side. Out of the countries that have Google Street View and drive on the left, there isn't a lot, so this can help. For example, if you're in a toss-up between like Cambodia and Thailand, well, the easiest way to tell them apart is by driving sides. You can see blue means drive on the left and red means drive on the right, so Thailand drives on the left and Cambodia drives on the right, so pretty easy to distinguish. And you can see like only a few countries in Europe drive on the left, only some countries in Africa drive on the left, and yeah, it can very help to distinguish about making guesses if you're not sure between maybe countries that drive on different sides of the road. The next thing you should learn is country flags. They do come up from time to time, especially useful maybe on some like little island places or something. But yeah, if you don't know the flag, you will lose like lots and lots of points. So you should learn country flags, especially in battle royale countries. Like you should know them because they'll help you making your guesses, as they show only the flags of already made guesses on the side. So you really want to know country flags so you know which countries not to guess. Next thing new players should learn is top level domain names. Most of them are fairly obvious. There is a few that you probably should know. For example, as you can see, .rs is Serbia and .si is Slovenia, etc. And here like the more like sort of standard ones like UK's United Kingdom and else Netherlands, AR Argentina, Italy. These are the obvious ones, but then like maybe like these ones are not as obvious. And yeah, I'll link some links to some websites that can help you out with these things, and yeah, that's got to know for that one. Next thing you should learn is probably bollards. Bollards are the name given to like reflector posts on the side of the road. Most countries have a distinct bollard for the most part. As you know, this bollard. If you see this bollard, it means you're in the UK. This one's in Denmark. This one is mostly found in Australia. So learn bollards. It really helps you determine the country pretty easily, and yeah, probably one of the most important things to know in GeoGuessr. The next thing you should learn is road lines. This one's probably a bit of an underrated one. Most people don't talk about this one, but it is a good thing to know that you should learn like which countries use yellow and white road lines and what sort of combination do they use. I can let you have a pause of this if you're going to have a look at it yourself. One interesting one I want to point out is the UAE. They sometimes use all yellow road lines, which is quite distinct that other countries do not usually have. But yeah, I did talk about this a while ago in one of my useful maps videos, but here it is in the beginners video. It's a good thing to know, learn road lines. So yeah, that's good to know too. Next thing you need to learn is the license plates of different countries. It is like useful to know what some cars have different license plate. For example, in Europe, Netherlands, they have yellow license plates with a blue strip on the left side, which is also found in Luxembourg, and back plates of the UK. Or for example, Portugal has this blue strip on the left side, but also this yellow strip on the right side. Or Belgium has red characters, so when they're blurred out, when the license plates are blurred out, because most of the time they are blurred out, they'll have this the license plate look a little bit reddish. So yeah, learn license plates. It can really help out if you don't have many other clues. Now the next thing is telephone poles. Telephone poles is pretty good to learn because it's especially useful when there's just nothing else around. Just like maybe you're in a field on a highway and you've only just got like telephone poles on the side of the road. So it can really help you distinguish what country you're in. For example, this is a Hungarian telephone pole. This is actually a South Australian telephone pole, and this is a French telephone pole. So learning these sort of things can really help with making guesses when, like, especially in rural locations. So learn telephone poles. It helps more than you might think. The next thing you should learn is about alphabets. There's no need to learn the alphabets themselves. It's just learning about maybe like unique letters in like different countries. For example, I've got the Czech alphabet here and the Slovak alphabet here. That can be very difficult to tell apart, Czechia and Slovakia. For example, this letter you find Czechia, but as you can see, you do not find Slovakia, but you find this letter instead. Or this letter you find Slovakia, but as you can see, you don't find it in Czechia. Things like that, like unique letters in alphabets, can help you distinguish which countries you're in, and especially useful in Europe, as basically every country speaks its own language. So yeah, learn unique letters and alphabets. It does help. Next thing is learn road signs. Some countries use blue signs, some countries use green signs, some countries use small signs, some countries use bigger signs. There are lots of different signs to learn. For example, this blue sign is found in Romania. This green and yellow one is in Croatia, and yeah, etc. Like learn all these signs. I'll link a few good websites. I hope you learn all these things I'm mentioning, and yeah, learn science. It really does help. And now the last thing, probably the broadest category of them all. It is called meta. Meta is basically everything that you don't usually see in real life when you're in that location, and the most obvious example is Google Cars. Google Cars is what you use to shoot the images for Street View. Another example of meta is follow cars, the cars that follow a Google car in Street View. You won't see that if you're there in real life because you're not a Google car. So follow cars is a meta. Also, these things called rifts or cracks in the sky. I've found in a few countries. There's also camera generations, which is what moment in time was this country like covered, like was it with like in older times or more recent times. And there's finally camera height, which is how low the camera is or how high it is. This is all meta. And yeah guys, I'll just leave it here. I'll do a video probably tomorrow or the day after about talking about how to break all these matters down. I'll probably do that in my next video, and yeah, stay tuned for that. And thanks for watching. Let's hit 100. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.